Laban tracks Jacob. Genesis chapter 29, 13 to chapter 31, verse 55. When Laban heard that Jacob had arrived, he hurried to welcome him. Laban was glad to hear from his sister Rebekah and to meet her favorite son. At first he was very kind to Jacob. Jacob helped his uncle. By the end of the month Laban said, "Let me pay you for your work. How much do you want?" Jacob replied, "I will serve you faithfully for 7 years. If then you will give me your beautiful daughter Rachel to be my wife." Jacob loved Rachel and wanted to marry her. He loved her so much that the 7 years seemed like only a few days. When the 7 years were up, Jacob reminded his uncle of their agreement. Laban arranged a marriage feast and invited many friends to the wedding. In the evening he brought the bride to Jacob. A veil covered her face, and no one could see her. This was the custom. After the ceremony, Jacob wanted to see his wife. He lifted the veil, but it was not the beautiful Rachel he loved. Instead, it was her older sister, Leah. How unhappy he was. His uncle had triggered him. Perhaps Jacob remembered how he had triggered his blind father and cheated his brother out of the blessing. Jacob demanded of Laban, "What you have done to me? Did not I work 7 years for Rachel? Then why do you cheat me?" Laban said, "It is not the custom in our country to let the younger daughter married first. If you will serve me for 7 years, for 7 more years, you may have Rachel also for your wife." In those days, most men had several wives. Because Jacob loved Rachel, he decided to work for her too. And Rachel too became his wife. After 14 years, Jacob wanted to return to Canaan. Laban did not want to let him go. "When you have been with me," he told Jacob, "the Lord has blessed me for your sake." Jacob said, "But how am I to provide for my family?" Laban agreed to let Jacob have part of the cattle, and a sheep, and a goat. Jacob separated these from Laban's. Jacob had his son take care of them when he looked after Laban's flocks. And God blessed Jacob and increased his possessions. Jacob became rich. By this time, Jacob was the father of 11 sons and a daughter. Because Jacob became rich, Laban's sons were jealous. They said Jacob had got his riches dishonestly. Laban too began to feel envious. The angel of God spoke to Jacob in a dream and said, "I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed the stone and made a promise to go. I promised to me. The time has come for you to return to your people in Canaan. I will be with you." Jacob was afraid of Laban and did not let him take Leah and Rachel to far off Canaan. Jacob decided to go away secretly. He waited until Laban went to shear. The sheep. When he called Leah and Rachel out into the field and said, "Your father no longer feels kindly toward me. God has told me to return to Canaan. We are ready to go." They replied, "God is with you." Busy days. Flower. Jacob got ready to start out on the long road that he had traveled 20 years before. 20 years. The cattle and the camels were all brought from the fields. The servants drove the animals, while Jacob's wife and children rode on camels. Across the fields they went and onto the road which wound along the lonely wilderness, while the mountains were on one side and on the other side they are in a desert, sand stretched into pieces, into space. Finally, they came to the camping place and Mount Gilead. Yonder stopped to rest. Things were happening back at Haran. Someone told Laban that Jacob had gone away and had taken everything he owned. How angry Laban was. "I shall overtake him," Laban decided, perhaps he plans to make Jacob return to Haran. It took several men and a hurry. After Jacob's camp for 7 days, they alone fasted and have fasted the sort of dance Jacob and pitches and Mount Gilead. Wanted Laban now to help Jacob. The cursed Laban's anger. He did not even inquire with Jacob. Afterward, Jacob set up a stone for him in the other land. Then the stones to get in a shape. Laban called his head and a stone, meaning wretched animals. He sent to Jacob. They watched over us while we are absent from each other, then inviting his daughters and his children along with them. He started back to his home and heard Jacob and his family travel were Canaan.